Hello. Welcome back to another episode of Foolish Gaming here. It's been a while since I've done some magic for you, so I'm gonna do a breakdown of this deck that I saw online, and I've seen many versions of it. This is the one I decided to make because I like it and it's cheap. And I like cheap. Still dealing with a little bit of a cold, if you can tell. Don't sound too great, but we're gonna power through this. Okay, so the foundation of this deck right here is Assault Formation. So each creature you control assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. So that's the whole mechanism we want here. And for 1 forest, target creature with Defender can attack this turn as if it didn't have Defender. And for 3, you can pump them +0/+1 till the end of turn, all your creatures. So I got 4 of those. That's what the deck is built around. So you have 4 cards and you have all these other ones. How are you gonna find it? So this is gonna help solve that. Couple Anticipate, look at the top 3, put one on the bottom, put one in your hand, put the rest in the bottom. Then Taster of Scheming, look at 5 and then arrange them. That way you can dig through your deck basically to find your assault formations and get them out as soon as possible so that this will work. Now, Kin Tree Invocation, gotta place it of these guys. For 2, you put an XX black and green spirit token onto the battlefield where X is the greatest toughness among the creatures you control. So this is all about having a big defensive creatures that are cheap to play. So these will come in handy to get another big powerful creature out there. Here are my 1-drops. The 1-drops into this deck. Sidisi's Faithful for 1 blue, 0/4. I get an exploited creature and return creature to target opponent's hand, so that's good. And then Disowned Ancestor. It's a 0/4 with Outlast, so I can pump it up too. And it's also 1 black, so turn 1 I can have an 0/4 on the field, and then by turn 2 I can have a 4/4 on the field. And then my 2-cost creatures, Archer's Parapet, 0/5 Defender. For 2, and I tap it, I can make each opponent lose a life. That costs 2, but it has Defender, so I have to wait to make it lose it. And then Dragon's Eye Savant, of course I have this in here. This is a no-brainer for this deck. 2 costs, 1 in the blue, 0/6. So by turn, 3, I can have a 6/6. Or I can morph it so I can look at my opponent's hand. So, good way to plan against what your opponent's doing and to get a 6/6 onto the field. And the Monastery Flock is one of my most expensive cards for 3. 2 in a blue. Fly Air Defending. It's got a morph on it too. So, this way I can use a 5/5 flyer by turn 3. Yeah, or 4, turn 4, 5/5 flyer. Yeah, not bad. And then Sultai Charm is just another way that I can use to, let's get the non-foil one so you can read it. Draw 2 cards and then discard a card. Or it's a good way to destroy a monocolor creature or an artifact or enchantment. So it's kind of like destruction / also trying to find the creatures and enchantments I need. And of course, you got your mana curve. I threw Yavimaya Coast, Llanowar Waste, Thornwood Falls, Opulent Palace, Rose Passage, Jungle Hollow, then the basic ones, because this is a 3-color deck. I personally usually don't run 3-color because I have the worst luck. But that's why I have these guys and these guys to help smooth it out. And it also happens to be the Sultai color, so Sultai Land comes in handy. And Rogue's Passage just in case I don't want them to block. So yeah, that's a really, really quick breakdown of this deck. I think I spent maybe $10 on cards. Not even. This is a cheap deck in Standard right now that will get you a few wins if you play it right. So you don't need to spend a lot of money. You don't need to spend a boatload of money on cards if you want to compete in Standard. That was a budget building deck by Foolish. Big J, thank you guys for tuning in. Stay foolish.